Inshallah, today we'll see those, you can say, those families in which they are only three letters and nothing else. No other letters before or after is added. And remember that point. When I'm saying three letters, I am referring to the Madi cell number 1, Hua, right? Now, even if word is coming from only three letters, three original letters, actually there are six possibilities within this one thing. Within this one thing of coming from three root letters, there are six possibilities. You may be thinking that if there are only three letters, how the possibilities are made. So basically, possibilities are made depending on the haraka of the middle letter. Middle letter. For example, let's read this thing bit by bit. Those families which have only three letters in their first cell of Madi, we call them in Arabic Sulasi Mujarrad. Sulasi means three, and Mujarrad mean you can say only three. Okay, so Arabic term to denote or to express those families which only have three root letters, we call them Sulasi Mujarrad. That is the term. Now, these six families, like I said before, that within this there are six possibilities. So we can call them six families. These six families differ from each other on the basis of haraka of their middle letter or ain letter or ain kalima in their madi and mudare. Right? Let me explain this point further before you can ask me, inshallah, any of your questions. For example, look at this side. That fa'ala, you see, fa'ala, all of them have fatha. Fa'ala, all of them have fatha. Fa'ala, all of them have fatha. Basically, these first three options are when Madi has only fatha and the mudare on the middle letter has either dhamma or kasra or fatha. Basically, fa'ala is Madi, yaf'ulu mudare. Fa'ala is Madi, yaf'ilu is mudare. Fa'ala is Madi, yaf'alu. So how they are differing? In the case of Madi, in first three options, Madi, all of the kalimat have only fatha. But on the mudare, middle letter, because obviously middle means ain. Why? Because ya is simply the sign of mudare. Letters are fa, ain, and lam. So this ain, you can see that ain in the first option, ain has dhamma. Second option, ain has kasra. Third option, ain has fatha. Right? That is basically, even though family is consisting of three letters, but from three, we so far have got three options. Look at option number 4. Now we are changing the haraka of the Madi as well, because in this first three options, we did not disturb the haraka of the Madi. Now let's disturb the haraka of the Madi as well. So in this, as you can see, number 4 option, that Madi has kasra, fa'ila, right? And Mudare has fatha. Again, Madi has kasra, but Mudare has kasra as well. You may be thinking the third option, that when Madi has kasra and Mudare has dhamma, that option does not exist. In the first three, you see all the options. In the second set, you can divide these six in three sets. Why? It will make it easy for you to capture the whole concept. So in the first set, we put these three families in which Madi has fatha and Mudare has either dhamma or kasra or fatha. This was the first set. In the second set, Madi has kasra, and Mudare has either fatha or kasra, but not dhamma, right? And set number 3 has only one family. And what is that family? In which obviously in the first set Mudare has fatha, in the second set Mudare has kasra, in the last set, in the first set Madi has fatha, in the second set Madi has kasra, in the third set Madi has dhamma. Fa'ula. And when Madi has Dhamma, only one option. Madi has Dhamma, Mudari has Dhamma as well. So there is no such option in which Madi has Dhamma and Mudari has Fatha or Kasra. They do not exist. So now these are given some typical names. What are the names? When Madi has Fatha and Mudari has Dhamma, we call this one Nasara family. Which family? Because obviously now we need to understand or remember them in our mind. So we have given them particular names. Okay, inshallah, I explain to you these names further. But for now, if Madi, Fatha, and Mudare Dhamma is called Nasara family. If Madi, Fatha, and Mudare Kasra, it is called Daraba family. If Madi, Fatha, and Mudare has Fatha as well, it's called Fataha family. If Madi Kasra, Mudare Fatha, it's called Samiya family. If Madi Kasra and Mudare Kasra as well, it's called Hasiba family. If Madi Dhamma and Mudare Dhamma, it's called Karuma family. I take a pause. Inshallah, I'm going to explain it further. But what I said so far, if you have any question on that, please feel free to ask your question. Not sure. So I was saying that this is just an example of those family members. Nasara is the Madi, Yansuru Mudare, Nasran Masdar, Nasirun ism fa'il, Nusira Madi passive-wise. And the Arabic word for passive is Majhul. Yunsaru Mudare passive. And the Arabic word would be Mudare Majhul. And Nasran is same, Masdar. We just repeat it here. And then Mansurun ism maf'ul, on which the action is done. Okay, Unsur, fail amr. La tansur, fail nahi. Mansarun, time and place. And it can appear in any of these forms. And Minsarun is the tool with which the action is done. So this is what it means to have the members. Now, you may be thinking that what is the connection between this chart and the chart which you learned in your level 1, Madi chart and Mudare chart? The connection is this. This Nasara is just one member, the Madi member. You can take this one member and you can take all of its forms which we have learned already, which means this Nasara itself can be changed into a complete chart. Nasara, Nasara, Nasaru, Nasarat, Nasarata, Nasarna, Nasarta, Nasartuma, Nasartum, Nasarti, Nasartuma, Nasartunna, Nasartu, Nasarna. 14 members can be made with this Nasara. What about Yansuru? Same, you can make the whole chart with Yansuru. Likewise, this Nasran, by the way, Nasran, Masdar, normally we don't change the Masdar. Masdar is, it is a tradition in Arabic language that Masdar is used in its Mansoob form. Nasran. Okay, this is the tradition. Okay, now, and Nasirun, what about Nasirun? Now, recall your Muslim chart. Recall the Muslim chart, because Nasirun is a ism file. You can make the whole chart Nasirun, Nasiran, Nasirin, Nasirani, Nasiraini, Nasiraini, Nasiruna, Nasirina, Nasirina. And if you want to make it feminine, Nasiratun, like Muslimatun, Nasiratun, Nasiratan, Nasiratin, Nasiratani, Nasirataini, Nasirataini, Nasira, Nasiratun, Nasiratin, Nasiratin. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain is that this chart can be further expanded, and those charts which you learned in your level 1 course, which you have been using so far, they are actually coming from here. And Nusira, by the way, Nusira, as we made the chart for Nasara, for Madi, same will be the chart for Nusira, but this time you will use Nusira, 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 Nusiru, Nusirat, Nusirata, and so on. Likewise, Yunsaru, Yunsaru, Yunsara, Yunsarani, Yunsaruna, and whole chart. Then Mansurun, Mansurun, it's a noun. Its chart will be made like the Muslim chart, masculine, mansurun, mansuran, mansurin, the same, okay, and mansuratun, okay, feminine, okay. Unsur is a command, and we know that command has two lines. Unsura, unsuru, command. Unsuri, unsura, unsurna, right? La tansur. We know that as we make the whole chart for command, likewise you can make the whole chart for nahi, just two lines, the middle two lines. La tansur, la tansura, la tansuru, la tansuri, la tansura, la tansurna. Okay. Likewise, mansarun. This mansarun will be again made in the same way as we made the Muslim chart. Okay. And likewise, minsarun. So this was the connection between the charts which you learned before and the chart you are learning now. Now let me give them their actual terminologies. We are learning ilmu sarf, right? When you just make this chart, just the main members chart, this is called sarf saghir. Saghir means small. Sarf saghir. And when you make all of those detailed charts, that is called sarf kabir. So these are the terminologies which are used in this branch of ilmu sarf. Sarf saghir, which means to make just these members chart. And when you want to expand each member, then it becomes sarf kabir. So this was just example of first family Nasara. On this chart, you can inshallah, you can see that exactly same process for all the families. The only difference is this last family in which Madi has Dhamma, Mudare has Dhamma, it does not have the passive form. And that's the reason you don't see that passive line here. Rest of all the families, exactly same process, exactly same process. So what I will do is, I will share with you both of these pages. This page, which I discussed earlier, not this one. This one, in which the families are introduced, okay. And inshallah, that the second page which I just discussed the detail of each family. Now you may be thinking, now let's come to the practical side, okay. What is relevant for me here, okay, what I have to benefit from all of this discussion. Let me give you those practical points. Point number one is, now if somebody says that this word is from Sulasi Mujarrad, you know as a student that he means that this consists of only three letters in its Madi form. That is the meaning of Sulasi Mujarrad. Secondly, second practical aspect is, if somebody says that this word is from Fataha family or Samiya family, now you understand that what this means to be from Fataha or Samiya family. Point number three, when you are consulting any dictionaries and they mention these things, now you'll be able to know that what this point means. And point number four, inshallah, when I will show you in a minute okay, let me open that, our vocabulary book. Now it will make sense for you, inshallah, when you will consult that. And these are the four practical points for us. Otherwise, I'm not expecting from you to know or memorize all the family member. Obviously, if you want to do, please go for it. It's good if you do, but if you don't, it will not harm you, inshallah. It will not impact, inshallah, your learning, that if you don't know the whole process of these members and all of that. It's not practically, you can say, you see this one? When after page number 15, when they started the vocabulary of fail or verb, now you'll be able to understand that what it is. For example, fail Sulasi Mujarrad, that fail which has only three letters, and those words in the Quran which are coming from the Fataha family. And Fataha family means that Madi has Fatha and Mudare has Fatha. Right? Now, as you can see here, Now you'll be able to understand that what are all of these words. For example, fataha. Fataha is the Madi form. Yaftahu, Mudare form. Iftah. Iftah is the command. Because they did not give you all the members, they only gave you those members which are frequently used in the Quran. So that's why they skip some of them. So this first one is Madi. In all of those pages, in all the pages, there's a sequence. First one is Madi, second one is Mudare, this third one is command, and this one is Ism File, Fatih, or you can say Fatihun, Maftuhun. This is Ism File, this is Maf'ul, and what is this? Masdar, Fathun or Fathan or Fathin. This one is Masdar, right? One more time. Madi, Mudare, command, okay, Ism File, Maf'ul, and Masdar. Why they only gave you these 5 members of this vocabulary? Because these are the 5 you are mainly be looking, or you'll be dealing when you read the Quranic text. Now, obviously, if you know Fataha, it means that you know the whole chart of Fataha, right? If you know Yaftahu, you know the whole chart of Yaftahu. Iftah, you know the whole 6 members of Iftah. And likewise, Fatihun and Maftuhun. Okay, and they did not give the haraka of the last, but you know as a student that this is Fatihun and Maftuhun, as we have just seen. Okay, and then Fathan. Why? Because I mentioned before that Masdar is normally used from its Mansoob form. Now, please tell me that if there's any question you want to ask regarding this discussion. Remember, before you ask me question, we are not at this stage interested to memorize all of those members. Then why did we study them? Just to have the idea that how this ilm works, how this knowledge works, and inshallah, if we get time, we can discuss inshallah these things in more detail. But for our practical purposes, what our job will be, we'll start memorizing the vocabulary, because now we know that what this terminology means. Okay, now please ask me any of your questions.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. I have a couple of questions. The first one is, how come the meaning is same even for Madi and Mudare? Because Madi, we know that it's past tense, and Mudare is the present and future.
Yep.
But the meaning, what has been said here, is it something not?
Actually, brother, you just take this one as that what this word means. It has the action of victory. Okay, don't depend on this one, because now we can also, inshallah, we can give the meaning of, because we know that Fatah means he helped, or he gave victory. Okay, and Yaftahu, he gives victory, or he will give victory. And Iftah, you are commanding someone to give victory or open something. Okay, and Fatih, the victorious. Maftuhun, for example, if the place which is conquered, or the thing which is conquered. Okay, and first one is the action of victory. So they only gave you this idea that what this fail means.
Okay.
In terms of the, for example, this is actually the meaning of this one, masdar, to open something or to give victory.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. The second question is that, if I understood right, like these rulings do not apply any of the verb that comes beyond 3 letters, right? It's just for 3-letter word, correct?
Exactly. Because
why is it significant? Yeah.
Because today we have not, today up till today we only learn those families which have only 3 letters.
Okay, so there are other rulings are going to come for other type of.
Okay, for example, let me just give you one example to put things in perspective. Look at this one, brother. Nazzala, right? As you can see, as we all know that ashadda means that this word is, this letter is twice. Okay, so noon, za, and lam. So now in this one, it is not 3, it is 4. So that's the example of something having addition to 3. Okay, but if you look at any of those in your vocabulary book, which it says Sulasi Mujarrad, they would not have anything more than 3. For example, On this page, first they gave you those words in the Quran. These are all words from the Quran, okay, which are from the Fataha family. You can see that none of them has anything extra, only 3 letters, okay. And this one is from the Nasara family. And this was the reason I explained those concepts of Fatah Nasara, so you can understand what it means to have from one family.
Okay. I'm just wondering why this is significant for, especially for just a 3-letter word. Why not?
No significance, just to understand that when they use these terminologies, what it means.
I see.
That's it.
Okay. Exactly.
Because as a student of Arabic language, we should know these terms which are used in this science.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum, brother.
Walaikum Assalam, Brother Hanif.
Brother, maybe I miss it, but regarding the difference between Nasoro and Fataha family.
Yeah.
So let's say we get, and the other one is Doroba.
Yeah.
If we get a word that we don't know which family is actually belongs to, is there any rules other than memorizing which word part of the family, brother?
Okay, brother, there are 2 answers for this question. Answer number 1 is, in our vocabulary book, we will be memorizing majority of the words from each family. In this way, we will be know, for example, because we have memorized this word balagha yablughu, so you know it is from Nasara family. Okay, so that is one way that in this vocabulary book, when you would have memorized the most frequently coming words from each family, in this way you will be knowing that is this word from which family. That is point number 1. Point number 2, like I said before, there is no rule, no one can know. It is only decided by the native speakers, and the way they have decided, our lexicons have captured them. Like I gave the example before, either they will put in the bracket word noon or swad or fa, just to tell you that which family it belongs to, or sometimes they will put, like I said before, fatha, kasra or damma in the bracket, so you can know that its mudare will have what haraka.
Oh, yes, brother. That's okay. But there is actually, because of your explanation, there is actually one other question. Is this one of the difference between the Qira'ah and Quran, brother? Because
no, brother. No.
So it's a different thing.
Yeah, it's different thing.
Okay. Jazakallah khair.
So let me mention, I mentioned already, but I want to repeat this important point. So you should be, inshallah, clear in your mind. So I said in the start, and I'm saying again, inshallah, for the clarity purposes, that the reason we are learning all of the name of these families, because these terminologies are used. As you can see in your vocabulary book, they use these terminologies, and likewise, when you consult any lexicon, they use the terminologies as well. That was the theoretical point, okay? From a practical point of view, if you ask me this question, that okay, after learning all of this, what I need to do now, I would tell you that what you need to do is you start memorizing your vocabulary. And these are the 6 members, 1, 2, 3, 6 members, which are the more, we know already that there are minimum 10 members, okay? But these are the 6 members which are normally dealt in the text of the Quran. So that's why they gave these 6 members, okay? So now what we need to do is, please pay attention. For example, that is the first page when this vocabulary started. If you look at the side here, this one, it is the frequency in which this word came in the Quran. My advice to all of you is, in the first go, from each family, target those words which are occurring hundreds of times. For example, look at Ja'ala. Ja'ala comes for in the Quran 346 times, right? So what you can do is, please do this thing, okay? From each family, you can make a criteria that I would go for those words first which are coming in the Quran at least 50 times, right? In that way, you can leave this Fataha, for example. You can go for Fala, you can go for Basa, you can go for Jala. Likewise, you can go for Sahara, Salaha, and so on. So in this way, you can make your own priority. That in the first go, I will do those which are more than 50 times. And then maybe once you are done with those words, then you can make your second target. Okay, those which have come in the Quran at least more than 40 times. You can go for that. In this way, inshallah, you'll see that with the passage of time, bismillah ta'ala, your vocabulary will be built in. And this was the reason I did not introduce the verb part earlier. The reason I introduce it now, because now you know that what all of these words are and what they actually mean in their in terms of their meanings.
Assalamualaikum, brother. I just have a question about the masdar.
Yeah.
So is there a certain formula? Because I can see with past tense madi, it has fatha in it. For example, if I take nasara, it's nasara with the fatha. But if you look at the I think I want to. If you move the page to fataha, where's the fataha one? Yeah, so fa'ala, sorry, you can see the fa'ala and the masdar is fi'lun. So how come it came into kasra or
Okay.
how do we know? Like, is there a
Okay,
formula?
sister, remember this point, that how these masdars are derived from this. There is no rule for this one. Okay, each family, for example, if a word is coming, and by the way, in this case, in the case of these families, which are 3 root letter families, you will see that they have almost a set pattern. For example, as you can see, fe'lun, and this one nasrun. You see, but this one is not same. You see, it has changed. So if you ask me this question, that what is there's no formula. You need to memorize that.
Okay. Jazakallah.
Yeah. And by the way, let me give you this thing. You may be thinking that it means that there is a heaps of. Let me give you this thing. There are only 300 verbs. 300 verbs, which are making more than 80% of Quranic vocabulary. 300 words. Rest of them, they do come, but they come very rare. These 300 words are the ones which are coming again and again. And how can you target these 300 words? In the same way, you can make your own priorities. Target those ones first, which are most frequent, and then so on and so forth. And by the way, my advice is just go for these. For example, this Sulasi Mujarrad families, they are ending on which page? That's it. They are ending on page 20, which means that from page 16 to page 20, we have the words from these Sulasi. Sulasi means 3, Mujarrad means absolutely. Okay, so only 3. So up till this page 20, just memorize them. Okay, for example, just one example. Look at this one. This is from those words in the Quran which come from the Samia family, right? Now look at how many of them are. 1408. It's a big number. Okay, and how many words are they? You can see they are something about 12 or 13 words. Okay, so please make your list of priority and start memorizing those words which are from Sulasi Mujarrad family. On which page they are? From page 15 to page 20.